Minakama Manitou Shewa Setu Namkage Win Wasa Kabinjaba Gwanishki Babigu Kadeka Zimwadak Udabimshina Udopnishna Eshipesico Pakade Eshipesico and then down him. I'm here at New Credits Veterans Mound, and I'm going to sing a song for these warriors. Oh, get you down, way up, yeah, way up, way up, way up, yeah, way up, way up, way up. Oh, get you down, Juwenema, Gakena. Obita gita ta Jamaica zewa. Oh, get it down. Well, yeah, well, 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 yeah, well, well, well. Oh, get it down, Joanna. Kena obita ita ta Jamaica zewa. Oh, get it down, well, yeah, well, 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 yeah, well, well, well. Oh, get it down, Joanna. Kena obita ita ta Jamaica zewa. Oh, get it down, way up, yeah, way up, way up, way up, yeah, way up, way up, way up. Oh, get it down, Joanna. Gakena ubita gita ta Jamaica zewa. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon on New Credit as we honor the veterans that stretch back to the War of 1812. And it's, that song says, and they were, oh, you brave ones, you've been called, and some of you will never return again. And wars like that, when you joined to serve in a war, you served in there for a purpose, for something to bring the spirit of the Anishinaabe warrior forward. And when you look at what we do, not only while we serve in the military, is that when we come back to our community, we serve them as well. We put them in a place where we want them to know who we are and what our purpose is here on our Mother the Earth, our responsibilities. Some people, when the colonial people look at the way that we are, they say, well, we have a right. But the Anishinaabe people say, we have a responsibility. And it's our responsibility to keep this country in a good way so that our future generations can say thank you. And she asked me to tell a war story. And I thought about it, you know, it's when you look back at your life of what you did while you were in the service. Some of the times I thought, what are we doing here? We're not accomplishing anything. We're sitting here showing the world that we're still here. And it was like that. I was waiting to be shipped to another part of the world. And so they had time before I was to be shipped. So they put me on an underway training team with the Philippine Navy. We sailed with them from Philadelphia to Norfolk, Virginia. And then we were to sail to Cuba. I never made the Cuba journey, but the time that I did spend on there was, I don't know, a lot of people would have been scared, but it was like, I have to get it done, and if I don't, everybody's going to sink to the bottom of the sea. We were on our way, and when we got to Norfolk, Virginia, I was on the USS Booth, a destroyer escort, and she was supposed to have a crew of 118, and there was way fewer of us than that. There was probably 16 on the underway training team and about 30 Filipinos. And they told us, you can't come into port, because 3 ships had already come into port and they smashed into the other ships already tied up. So we had to ride the hurricane out. And when we hit the high seas, we didn't need to hit the high seas, we were already there. One of the crew that was with us, we call them weekend warriors, and there was like 12 of them, and they were there because they'd never been on board a ship, so they figured this was an easy ship for them to sail on and learn how it was to be on the high seas. And I was in bed with pneumonia. I could hardly move. And the chief petty officer came to me and he said, Garry, you have to get up. You have to get up. I said, what do you have? Why do I gotta get up? I can't move. He said, the deck where your bunk is water is up about a foot. He said, our pumps can't handle it. One of those weekend warriors went up and opened up the hatch on the bow of the ship. So every time we hit a big wave, the water would come in and the pumps couldn't keep it up. And he said, look, see, there they all are, and they were all lying on the floor just puking and sick and everything else I couldn't believe. And so I don't know where my strength come. I climbed up onto that ladder, and it wasn't up maybe about 2 or 3 minutes as I got up right near the top, a big wave came along and washed me right down. And so I said, I'm never going to do this. So the next wave, when it came down, I counted when the other wave was going to come down. And then when that wave had finished receding, I started as fast as I could climbing up the ladder. And when I got near the number where the wave was going to come in, I held steerly, tightly onto that ladder, and the wave washed right up over top of me. And I was able to get up onto the top and shut the hatch and close it tight. And then I went back down and crawled into bed, and I could hardly move. But that's the way that war is. And it wasn't a bullet that was after me, it was a big wave. And I think that's the most deadliest time that I faced. There was other times where I was scared, but it was like, I'll get over this, I'll just dive down. So when you're in war, it's like all of a sudden you come to the realization that you're already in it. What the hell's the use of being scared? You might as well just face it with a good and brave heart, and you'll get through it. So the song that I sang, it says, "Oh, you've been called." And a lot of us were called, and a lot of us never returned home again. So here's to all of those who came back and were able to bring the freedom and the things that we have for today. Chimigwech.